Are your kids in music class?
Yes, both of my girls play violin. My seventh grader has been playing since the third grade. My 9-year-old, this is her first year, and we did get her private lessons outside of the district. However, I know that's not normal. Most people don't do that. Most people can't afford that. I get that. And I want to make sure that everyone has the same opportunities. And, it's one of those things that a lot of kids would never even have the opportunity to pick up a violin or a flute if it weren't for the fact that it was offered at their school. So I think it's just a disgrace. It's sad to know that they're going to do away with so many PE teachers. They're going to have to cut back on the orchestra teachers and the band teachers, and now the custodians. They sent out a message that there were 43 custodians that they're letting go of, and that's hard to handle.
Yeah. We made the comment that PE class and music classes are part of the curriculum there, but it seemed like they left untouched the extracurricular activities, whether it's the football team, the basketball team, or any of the sports teams.
Right. So the email I got yesterday from two different people, two different teachers in the district, was that this was going to affect, for music, only the elementary schools, but across the entire district. So that they were going to cut orchestra and band for all of the elementary schools in the district, and they did not mention at all high school. So I don't think they'll affect that. But at the end of the day, it's going to trickle down. Somehow it's going to affect them if they're going to get rid of all these PE instructors. Somewhere it's going to hurt.
Well, and you can't have an orchestra in high school if if you're not teaching kids in elementary school music.
Exactly. Because what are you going to do? Bring in the students in high school and start teaching them from that level? Well, they can't even compete. That doesn't give them an opportunity.
So will music become an after-school thing?
No, they're not offering it at
No
all.
extracurricular?
No, the email that I received anyway, there hasn't really been a formal letter that I've seen from Hazelwood School District. I did see something on their Facebook page that I didn't read in its entirety this morning. But from what I understand, because they're eliminating those departments in the elementary school, they're also going to eliminate the instructors. So to have it after school would mean, who's going to teach it? On the elementary level already, they only go once a day. Once a week.
I'm sorry. Is there anybody complaining or wanting them to cut extracurricular activities before they start cutting classes, like football, right? Is there anybody who would say, hey, you know what, the football team only deals with 50 kids. My music,
I sure hope not. I sure hope not. I wouldn't want to see football go away, and I wouldn't want to see music go away. If both of those things are important for our kids, they need to have outlets. So if they were to suggest that, I would think that would be ludicrous as well. And, I just think that there are other ways I'm sure they can come up with to cut costs. And maybe they need to bring somebody in who's an expert to sit down with them and review their budget and find some ways to do it. But this is not the right way. To hurt our children is not a good idea.
Recently, didn't Hazelwood just vote down a tax increase?
You are absolutely correct.
So they had the opportunity to fund it, but the community chose not to.
Correct. And that is another reason why it's so important to come out and vote every single election. Local elections are just as important as an election for the President of the United States. And sometimes I feel like they're more important personally. But that's what happens
Sure.
if you don't come out.
What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the Hazelwood School District, or are you going to move so that you can give your kids an opportunity for music? What are your thoughts?
Well, I'm in a bit of a different situation. So I have 16 years of violin behind me. My husband he's got a lot of music behind him, and I also work at a music studio here in St. Louis called TV. And so I have the opportunity to be able to give my children music on my own. I can also afford to take them to private lessons. And if I need to, yes, I will pull them from the district and put them in private school. Will I move? I don't know about that. I like the school, I like the district, and I like where I live. I do want my kids to have the best opportunity available to them so that they can succeed in life. And I'd like to think that every other parent would as well. So I think we could see a lot of students leave and either go to private school, because a lot of parents have that capability to do that, Or, like you said, we may see people leaving. I hope not, because, we've got a good community, and it would be sad to know that people start leaving en masse. So I wouldn't want to see that.
Syl Peoples-Wilson, a concerned Hazelwood parent, talking with us this morning on the news that Hazelwood School District, massive budget cuts in music and in PE. Syl, thanks for checking in.
No problem. Thank you.
825, Big 550, KTRS.
Sooner is almost